approaching.
Reinforcements. There they come.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested.
Enemy to your left.
Supply drop complete.
Just gonna stay on the move. I love the Raven's just not scared of anything. There you go, that's what you get. Just nothing happens to him, seriously.
Don't let them get close.
See, he's still standing. Not what you want from me.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Let's just double check that Quiet has the right. Can't check.
You ready?
No, I'm not.
You have enough ammo.
No, I don't.
Now's your chance to stock up. Give the order from your iDroid.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
Please
Damn, there's more of them.
rise
Are you
momentarily.
ready?
Alright, so this is the final kind of main story mission that I will do for this playlist, and it also caused me a lot of trouble.
Supplies requested.
Now, to be honest, what I should have done is when I realised the going was going to be tough, I should have exited, I should have come back in and started the mission again with like the right loadout and all that kind of stuff. But again, I got stubborn and I wanted to figure it out like this. So what I did was use C4 because I started to learn some of the
Don't let them get close.
I started to learn some of the routes. So 4 C4s are enough to pretty much blow it up. It leaves it one hit away. But I'm talking about the easier tanks, not the ones with the big shells. So this became like the way I would start this section. Obviously this is post-commentary in case you haven't realised, because I spent about half an hour before this trying to defeat these things and it just wasn't happening. Because the tanks are just rocket sponges, they're just so hard to take out. So you do that, and that pretty much takes that out.
Enemy to your left.
I plant some mines because I know that there's going to be some more coming down here in the next wave, so that takes another one out.
Hold up, boss.
Please select
You need to
enemy
secure the
presence
area
detected.
first.
Supplies.
I had a rough idea of where the other tanks came from, but I couldn't pinpoint their exact location. But this one I knew it took this path, so I placed a few here. I don't know if they're like C4s, like if you put 4 on top of each other, they stack and just blow up instantly. I don't know that, so I just kind of left it as a trail.
Get to cover and watch the enemy.
And the plan was to kind of
Take it.
lay a few more. So I'm purposely not defeating these guys over here because Quiet takes them out.
Detected.
And if anything, I need her to buy me a little bit more time because the second she blows up that final tank, then the next wave begins. So I want to set things up before the next wave gets going. So I'm going to set up a few kind of C4s anyway, just to have them kind of extra. This is kind of a rough estimate of where I thought I saw a tank beforehand, but it's probably wrong. Like I said, if you try this enough times and you memorise where all the tanks end on the map, then you should be able to do it. But I thought this would be like a major visual indicator of where the tank's probably going to come from. So I set up a few here. But in the end, after all of this messing around, I pretty much had to Fulton 1 or 2 of them. It was the easiest way to dispose of the tanks. Because you get a pre-scripted Sandstorm that's going to come in soon. And with the low visibility, that's a perfect chance to run right up close to the tanks and just filter them away. I think there's a 70% chance of it being successful, so the odds are pretty good. So the next few minutes is going to be combat again, and you're going to see again just how much they love to absorb bullets, and they always know where you are, and the shells have quite a large blast radius, so even if you're within like, I would say 10 feet of it, you will die. Maybe with the battle dress you won't, but if you come to, you know, a fight with tanks like you're trying to go to a fashion show, then you're going to get fucked. So, like I said, I should have changed the loadout, but I didn't. This is a good place to stay because the shell doesn't tend to make it through the window, so you end up being safe, and even if it does, it doesn't hit you in the face, so you're okay. So it's a good way to just, unless obviously you fall off, but in general it's a pretty good idea to kind of cover and then hit them. But like I said, it just takes so many hits and you use so many supply drops that it's just not fun. And they're very difficult to lose. I mean, once they're onto you, it's not possible. You have to really kind of get out of the way and start crouching down to avoid them. But the Sandstorm's coming soon, and I tried to make best use of that. If anything, I could have finished the mission even quicker, but I tried to do something that I remembered from Peace Walker, but it didn't serve me too well. Basically, the tanks have something that looked like kind of fuel canisters on the back, and I seem to remember that in Peace Walker there were kind of weak zones. So I planted a couple of C4s, and despite having shot the tank with the rockets a few times already, the C4s didn't really help. So, yeah. That's 2 hits I've landed on the helicopter as well, and nothing. Okay, so now the Sandstorm's in full effect, I'm going to run out there and try to Fulton the tanks. I'm pretty sure I Fulton one of them out there, and I tried to put some C4s onto the second one, which ends up being a bit foolish. If I would have put 4, I think I would have blown it up, but I didn't put enough. Okay. I think, I mean, one time I tried to do this, the helicopter still knew where I was, and I still got shot, despite the Sandstorm, but I think in general it shouldn't be an issue. See, there's another tank rolling in. There's just so many of them. See, the tank knows where I am. But like I said, if you're quick enough, then it's not going to be able to turn its turret around to get you anyway. Oh. So I guess Quiet was already shooting this one. I forgot. You see those 2 fuel canister thingies? This is what I'm talking about. So I put 3 down because I thought there's already smoke coming from it. And I don't think it was enough. I don't think that tank got blown up. Because I still had to fire it for a few minutes afterwards. See, look, it's still there. So even though it looked like there was smoke coming from it, 3 C4s didn't really make much of a difference. And obviously I didn't pick up the supply drop like an idiot, so I had to go back and get a supply drop here. This is pretty much a safe zone. The helicopter can cause you problems here, but obviously the tanks can't get to you, so it's a nice place to have supply drops, for sure.
Draw the enemy away
select
from
a
you.
drop point.
Boss,
Supplies
if you can
requested.
protect quiet, you'll need to attract the enemy to you.
But yeah, it's only this last section here where Quiet took any kind of real damage. Other than that, she was fine.
Supply drop complete. Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
I'm going to need to take that helicopter down, of course. But as you can see, Quiet can pretty much deal with it. You don't have to... She can look after herself quite well. I mean, I reckon this is an extreme mission without it being called an extreme mission. I think the amount of rockets that it takes to take out the tanks and the sheer general difficulty of it, I think this is an extreme mission in disguise. Because I can't imagine what an extreme version of this would look like. It took me just as long as the extreme missions. And there's no cheap way of doing this from what I know. Unless obviously you've done the mission 100 times and you place all the C4 and the mines in the perfect place. But for regular players, it's a very tough mission. I think the helicopter should be one hit away here. But just missed. Maybe if I had like a machine gun here, it might have been enough to do the rest, but I kept trying to take it down with a rocket, but it's difficult when it's obviously moving. I'll just wait for it to get ready. Missed again. There you go. So yeah, during this time, Quiet took a little bit of damage, so I need to not mess around too much. But I'm pretty much nearing the end. I think these are the last tanks. But those shells killed me so many times, I'm very kind of cautious and I'm always on the move.
No sign of reinforcements. Almost done.
But you literally need to land about 50 hits with a Grom at least, probably more, if you're not using purely mines and C4.
Please select
So I think this is the last
drop
supply
point.
drop. After this I end up
Requested.
completing the mission, if I remember correctly. So then I'll return to live commentary again very soon.
Supply drop complete.
Luckily the supply drops arrive fairly quick. I thought I might as well blow up the anti-air radar as well if I need to get a helicopter quickly. Alright, here we go. Final onslaught's coming up with live commentary.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Okay, I actually think I'm done with all the tanks and there's one person left. Whoa, this took me a lot of repeats, just the sheer number of tanks. And they have quite a wide blast radius, so they're not easy to deal with. Turns out I was wrong. That tank's going really close. If I could just take this son of a bitch out, mission's over. But Quiet's kind of stopped attacking.
Enemy
can't go anywhere, so... There we go, this should eventually blow it up.
Quiet.
You.
We're gonna have company. No water, no sun. Don't you dry up on me.
Boss, do you copy? Boss, do you know where the landing zone is? Head for the LZ. Another mechanized unit is approaching your area. Watch out.
Enemy
Don't let them find you.
detected. The map has been updated. Mission info
Yeah, this is
has
going to have to
been
be trial and
updated.
error because I'm just going to run straight for it at the moment. How could I possibly know where they are in a sandstorm with no equipment?
Enemy presence detected. The map has been
So
updated.
try my best to get quiet there in time, but still, like I said from the very beginning, I'm not holding my breath here, but quiet surviving here.
Enemy
I'd rather she didn't die
detected.
protecting
The
Venom
map
Snake
has
because
been updated.
she's in love with someone who is just a shadow, a phantom of Big Boss. It's not the real thing. So it'd be a shame for her to go out like that.